Hey Libra, so it's me Alexis. Welcome to my astrology channel, and today I'm going to be giving you guys your new moon horoscope for August 30th. It's going to be in Virgo, so it's going to be lots of fun. This horoscope is also going to be applying for me, so if you feel like I'm just roasting you and I have no remorse, I mean, come on, I'm roasting myself too. So we're gonna get through this together. So let's go ahead and get started. This video will apply if you are a sun or rising in Libra. So let's go ahead. So astrologically, there's going to be a new moon in Virgo on August 30th. And it's not just the sun and moon being conjunct this time, Mars will be joining in. So these three planets will be conjunct all in Virgo during this time. And then on top of that, these three planets are going to be trine to the transiting Uranus and Taurus. And that's going to be great because, like I said earlier in all of my other videos, this is going to add a great stabilizing, grounding energy. Now, astrologically, Virgo is ruling your 12th house, and then Taurus is ruling your 8th house. So those two houses are going to be involved for your new moon. So with the new moon taking place in your 12th house, Libra, I mean, out of all the other signs, with this new moon happening in Virgo, this is definitely going to be a time for you to kind of do a lot more work on the inside or privately. The 12th house is the house of privacy. It's the house where things are usually not very seen very easily. It's the house of isolation and also the sign of, solitude. And if you're looking at me and you're a Libra and you're looking at me and you're looking at words like isolation and solitude, you're kind of like, Alexis, I don't like this. And you know what? Hey, guess what? I don't like it either, but this is where the work is going to be done for this new moon, Libra. This, with the sun, moon, and Mars all in Virgo in the 12th house, this is a time for you to really just I tell it with all the signs, but I think this is an overarching theme, but this is a time for you to really be honest with yourself, painfully, stakingly, honest and critical with yourself. And this type of honesty is a little bit different, and it should run a little bit deeply, because sometimes the 12th house can kind of show what you're not aware of, and sometimes other people can be aware of what you're doing and maybe you're not, and then they tell you things and you have to kind of objectively take it. And this is a time for you to really see who you are in a whole perspective, and for you to really just reflect and to kind of just think for a while. Because, Libra, one of our main, mottos is, justice and integrity. And I think that this new moon is a great time for us to build up some of that integrity. Because what is the point of us being all fair and all balanced if we're not being, fair to ourselves or not being fair to other people, really, because of our lack of integrity? We need integrity to have a genuine sense of fairness and justice. Otherwise, it's selfish. And I think building up and being clear about this private integrity is something that's going to be really important for us during this new moon. Now, on top of that, Taurus is ruling your 8th house, and Uranus is going to be transiting through that house. So when I think of the 8th house, it's an interesting house because things like taxes are in there. Your debt is in that house. If you owe someone money, it's in that house. The power dynamics between you and other people are in this house. And then death. Death is in this house too. So, with all of that, with these two houses involved, what I think on a psychological level is that this is a time for us to be more, honest and critical of ourselves in such a way where, by being more critical and honest and clear about who we are, we can implement a sense of integrity. And then by having that sense of integrity, we can implement that into the various power dynamics that we have with certain people in our lives. It can also help us, integrate and be more practical among any debts that we have or any matters where we owe things to other people. So this is a time for us, Libra, to build the integrity so that we can give our best to certain people in our life. Because if the 2nd house is the house of receiving, the 8th house is the house of losses. And for us, Libra, I think one thing that we really need to learn for this new moon is to be honest and graceful in our losses and in our giving. And part of being graceful in that is having the integrity to do so. So yeah, that is the astrological part of our reading, Libra. Let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say. god, this is so funny. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, Libra. So, Virgo last time got the King of Cups upright. We got it reversed. So yeah, that's our first card, King of Cups reversed. We got the Ace of Wands. And then we got the Five of Swords. So, you know, this all kind of works out. So, Libra, with the King of Cups reversed, we have not been feeling our best lately. We haven't been in mastery of our emotions. When I think of, you know, the King of Cups, I think of like Emotion Senpai, if you guys get the reference. Maybe not. Anyways, like, I think of a person who is a master of their emotions. I think of a person who can really handle their emotions well. Yeah, that is totally not us right now, and we really need to go ahead and start doing that. Now, the other card that I got is the Ace of Wands. Now, I think that this is probably the most positive card in our little reading here because, you know, there's a lot of, you know, cards that we need to watch out for, but like with this card, my deck is telling us like, hey, you know, we have the power. We have power. And with the Ace of Wands, like, we have the energy. It means that we have the energy, we have the passion, we have the fuel. We just gotta know where we're going. So like with this card, like my deck is saying like, you know, we're pretty motivated right now. We can do things right now. The problem is just figuring out like what we're doing and how to do those things in such a way where it's healthy and constructive. And the way to not do it is to, you know, ignore how we're feeling. Like, I think if there's anything we gotta learn for this new moon is to not ignore how we feel. We can't just shove our emotions under the rug because we want to be peaceful. No, shoving our emotions under the rug is not going to be peaceful for this new moon. It's a new moon, y'all. The moon covers emotions. Let's embrace how we feel this time around. Now, you know how I told you with the Ace of Wands that like it's in our best interest to kind of, you know, have a lot of energy and passion, but also know where we're going to take that passion? The Five of Swords is going to be a warning for us. Libra, if you are able to be fair and just to other people, you have this other power to be manipulative and to be, you know, manipulative and honestly just straight up corruptive with the people that we deal with. Because, you know, we're sociable creatures. We're good at, you know, detecting social nuances. We're good at looking at social situations for better or worse. And Libra, it is definitely possible for us right now to be a bunch of dickwads and not be nice. When I see the Five of Swords, I think of corruption. I think of an alienation from not being honest and having a lack of integrity. And this is the warning from my deck, guys. Libra, you have so much power. You have so much power to be socially graceful, to be fair, to be all these great things that you could be, but you could totally just throw that all away if you choose to be manipulative, to, you know, go behind the scenes and work behind people's backs in a negative way, and to ultimately screw people over. Like, Libra, at the end of the day, you want solid connections. At the end of the day, you want fair connections. But if you try your way to, like, if you try to overpower your dynamics and you try to be the upper hand without any sort of integrity because you haven't introspected deep into yourself and haven't started the work to be honest with yourself, like, yeah, you're not going to be great. Like, in this card, like, you can be happy having all the power, but, like, you're not going to have any friends at the end of the day. And that's a really sad ending, especially for you, Libra. This, like, out of all the readings I've had this far, like, this reading is definitely one of the stronger ones. This is definitely like a warning kind of spread. And, you know, if you want to be honest with yourself, if you want to have that integrity, if you want to be honest, it starts by being honest with how you feel. Because if you can't be honest with how you feel, you can't be honest with other people. If you're not honest with other people, then you're not going to utilize your power properly. So, Libra, we got some work. We have work to do. So, yeah, that's pretty much my tarot spread for you, Libra. I hope that the astrological part and the tarot part work together and that ultimately it all resonated with you. So, yeah, Libra, I hope that you have a good new moon. Be good.